No, that's okay.
Hey, go ahead, Coach. You're good.
Okay. No, we'll just go right and quote just real quick. Clemson, great win. Always good to get a home win. We played well, did a lot of good things, and got Miami tomorrow. Really good basketball team. Last time we played them, we left a lot of points on the board with missed layups and free throws. But on top of that, the real reason, they just, we had some bad turnovers. Even though they had more turnovers than we did, our turnovers in the pick sixes category really led them, helped them get a win. And I think they're a better defensive team than the people give them credit for. So we'll need to play really well. Great opportunity. We'll need to make shots. They're a great basketball team. You know how I feel about Coach Larinaga, future Hall of Famer, should be in the Hall of Fame. And they got a lot of good players, and we'll have to play great basketball if we want to have a chance to win the game tomorrow night down in Miami.
Okay, Kelly, Ken, and Rod in that order. Go ahead, Kelly.
Just in terms of these road games, Josh, and you have quite a slog coming up here. How do you kind of approach? It's harder to win on the road, obviously, especially in the AC. It's one of your favorite things to say. I guess kind of how do you approach getting the team to start fast? Because it seems like that's going to be really important, and especially against in the next two games here.
I have a lot of things I like to say, Kelly. That's not only one of them. Winning's hard. Everyone's good. Winning on the road is extra special. But I can go on with all my sayings, but that'll be for another time. Kelly, look, we got down 8-2 versus Clemson on Saturday, and then Michael DeVoe hit that three, and then we went on like a 21-2 run or something. I don't know what it was or whenever that happened. So both like the Miami or the Florida State game and the Clemson game, we went through some scoring droughts, but we got enough of an early lead. Same thing with Boston College. We went through a scoring drought at a point in the second half, but we got enough of an early lead that protected us. Miami, they really won the game. Now, they had a big run in the second half against us, but those 2 threes at the end of the half, the first half, was going back and forth and as much points as we left on the board, but we never gave ourselves a cushion. And if you want to be able, because we just have had those droughts, we've got to give ourselves a cushion. So we've got to be able to score the ball. And that's extra important on the road. Mike Stamos, our famous sports information director, who when the day that he says he's going to retire, we should give him the same farewell that Coach K gets. So he should have the same farewell whenever that may be. That being said, he told me yesterday in our wins, we're shooting 50% from the field and 46% from three that's for the entire season, right, Moose? So
That's correct.
So and Andy, the mentor, told me yesterday, take Michael DeVoe out. He said in our wins this year, we're shooting like 40, even without Michael DeVoe, if you just took him off, we're shooting 46% from three, everyone outside of Michael DeVoe in our wins, and 26% from three in our losses. So not that that's some big secret, but Kelly, we got to score the ball. When we're making shots and scoring the ball, we have a better chance to win the game. I know that sounds elementary, but because of our scoring droughts this year, that's been an issue.
Okay, Ken, and then Rod.
You sort of answered it, but if you could prioritize, making sure your interior defense is better versus being able to score more efficiently, which to you is the bigger, priority or thing that needs to be addressed?
Well, Ken, I thought Jordan Mecca and Rodney Howard on Saturday versus Clemson, even though they maybe didn't score, even though Jordan Mecca and Rodney each had a big basket in a key time, their defense led us to scoring on offense because we were able to get stops. So us having an interior presence defensively to hold the fort down in the paint and help us get stops is more important for us this year to be able to score at the other end, because it can lead for us for transition baskets, Ken, and be able to get some easy chances there. Look, we're not going to be in a situation where you're going to throw it to those guys and they're going to get you 30, night. So we need those guys to be really good interior defenders right now, which can then, and that's Rodney and Jordan Mecca did that on Saturday, which allowed us to get offensive opportunities because our defense were getting stops. I think it was almost 10 minutes. They scored one basket, Clemson did, in that segment. And part of that was because of our interior defenders.
Josh, the first time around, naturally Rodney got in foul trouble, was only able to play 11 minutes, and it forced you to go to a smaller lineup, and that in turn allowed Miami to get inside, led to those 25 fouls. Does having Mecca available now maybe change the results of what you saw the first time around?
Yeah, Rod, obviously I'm a field guy, and obviously the one stat where they really got us, because we had more field goal attempts. I think we actually, if you look at the box score, everything was different, was advantage Georgia Tech, other than they were 21 for 25 from the free throw line, and we were 3 for 10. And so we just got to do a great job of, whether we're small or big, we've got to do a great job defensively. But, it's like when we played Virginia Tech last Wednesday, we started the second half 2 for 14. You just can't do that on the road. You can't go for that long periods of droughts without scoring. So we've got to be able to put the ball in the basket.
Back to Kelly. Go ahead, Kelly.
In terms of just, as you look at your rotations and what you're going to do going forward with multiple guys who can now score and have shown you in different games, is it just you're going to try and feel like maybe this game it's Miles, maybe this game it's Tristan, maybe it's, we can lean on Debo more in a game? Is it going to be that kind of decision where you just have to go with who can score in a game or who's playing good defense versus a true rotation of these 7 guys?
Yeah, I think, Kelly, it's also part of that. Even if a guy or those guys you mentioned aren't shooting the ball well, you still got to probably see if they can, if they're getting open shots. The key is to get great shots. If you get great shots and great shot selection, that's all you can ask for to give you your best chance to have success. Then, as I mentioned, are the guys that we're depending on, they got to step up and get the job done for us. But the key for us is to make sure we're getting great shots. And then from there, we'll take our chance if they, for them to go in.
Ken Segura, go ahead, Ken.
Right now, what do you feel like you can count on game to game? I would think particularly forcing turnovers is one thing, but are there anything other in particular of what you're doing, whether it's people or facets of the offense or defense that you feel good about?
We do lead the ACC in forcing turnovers through in our defense, which when you do that, you're and like I said, we don't press and we don't deny the passing lane. So you can count that we're going to play hard. We're going to compete. That I know. I think some of the things of consistency is just where our struggles have been. In some parts have been offensively. So we just need guys to put the ball in the. We need to score, whether that's a certain individual, because it looked like Mike DeVoe was 1 for 7 last game, only 3 points. He hit that 3 to make it 8-5 and didn't score the rest of the game. But the second half, he really helped us win the game. He had some great looks, but the way he moved the ball, he had great passes. And then other guys stepped up and made shots. So it's not as much about just one guy on our team. We've got to be able to make open shots. We've got to get great shots. We got to keep the ball moving, Ken. And then, we've got to put the ball in the basket when we get those opportunities. But there's one thing right now you can count on with us is we're going to compete. We're going to get after it. That's what we do. And the numbers say that, by the way we get after it defensively.
Last question to Rod. Go ahead, Rod.
Josh, you're getting ready to go on the road for a couple of games, and you've talked about, parity in the league. Is it a little easier this year to win on the road than it has been in the past? Just looking at some of the games and the results recently.
No, I don't think it's any easier. I just think there's just parity from 1 through 15. And that everybody's good and anybody can beat anybody, and you got to come to play. And any game is for anybody's for taking, and you just got to go out there and perform and produce and go get it done.
All right, that's all. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys, we'll see
Thank
you.
you.
We'll see you down there in Miami or in